You're living a lie, and deep down, you know it. Every morning, you wake up and tell yourself the same story. Tomorrow will be different. Next week I'll start. Next month, everything changes. But here you are, weeks later, months later, even years later, and nothing has changed. You're still the same person, living the same life, facing the same problems. Why? Because you refuse to face one simple truth. Backhand index pointing right. There is no tomorrow when it comes to changing your life. There is only today. Only now. Only the next 90 days. Yes, just 90 days. That's all it takes to completely transform your existence. 90 days to go from who you are right now to who you've always dreamed of becoming. But here's the truth, most people won't do it. Most people will feel a spark of motivation and then run back to the same routines, the same excuses, the same comfort zone. And then they wonder why their life never changes. Don't be most people. The person you are today is the result of every decision you've made in the past 90 days. Every habit you formed. Every excuse you accepted. Every moment you chose comfort over growth. It all led you here. And if you keep repeating those choices for the next 90 days, you'll end up in the exact same place. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So let me ask you, why are you still living the same day, over and over, expecting your life to magically change? But here's the good news. 90 days from now, you could be unrecognizable, stronger, healthier, wealthier, happier. You could have the body you've always wanted, the skills you've always needed, the confidence you've always lacked. You could be living proof that transformation is possible. But only if you start. Voiceover. Only if you commit to the next 90 days like your life depends on it. Because it does. Think about it. Where were you 90 days ago? What problems felt impossible to solve? Most of them don't even matter anymore. That's the power of time. The things that seem overwhelming today will feel small 90 days from now. But only if you use those 90 days to grow, to change, to become better. Deep down, you already know what you need to do. Exercise more. Eat better. Work harder. Learn new skills. Build stronger relationships. Stop making excuses. Start taking action. Knowledge isn't the problem. Execution is. For the next 90 days, you're going to become obsessed with execution. You'll wake up every morning with one question. Backhand index pointing right. What can I do today to get closer to my goals? And you'll end every night with one reflection. Backhand index pointing right. Did I give everything I had today? You'll live these 90 days with the intensity most people reserve only for emergencies. Because this is an emergency. Your life is slipping away, one day at a time. And if you don't take action now, you'll wake up 90 days from now exactly where you are today. 90 days is long enough to build real habits, but short enough to stay laser-focused. Long enough to see dramatic results, but short enough to feel urgent. It's the perfect timeline for transformation. In 90 days, you could lose 30 pounds. Or gain 10 pounds of muscle. You could read 20 books, or learn a new language. You could start a business, master a skill, completely change your finances, or revolutionize your health. But only if you treat these 90 days like the most important 90 days of your life. Most people overestimate what they can do in a single day, and underestimate what they can do in 90 days. They expect instant results. And when they don't see change overnight, they quit. But real transformation takes time. It takes consistency. It takes discipline, the willingness to show up every single day. Even when you don't feel like it. The first 30 days will be the hardest. Your body will resist. Your mind will fight back. Your old habits will beg you to quit. You'll want to sleep instead of grind. You'll want junk food instead of fuel. You'll want comfort instead of growth. This is normal. This is expected. And this is where most people fail. But you're not most people. You understand that discomfort is temporary. But regret is forever. You know the pain of discipline weighs ounces. But the pain of regret weighs tons. So you push through. You embrace the struggle. You do what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. Days 31 to 60, this is the real test. The excitement is gone. The novelty has faded. Now it's just the grind. No finish line in sight. This is where champions are made. This is where mental toughness is forged. This is where you prove to yourself you're serious about change. You'll want to quit. You'll question if it's worth it. But remember this, quitting now means starting over later. And when you push through, the final 30 days will feel like a victory lap. Your habits will stick. Your body will crave growth. Your mind will hunger for discipline. And for the first time, you'll begin to see the person you were meant to be. Because here's the truth. The 90 days aren't just about the transformation. They're about proving to yourself that you can commit. That you can follow through. That you can trust yourself again. It's about creating momentum that carries you forward for years to come. The next 90 days are not just a challenge. They are the beginning of a completely new way of living. So I ask you one question. Backhand index pointing right, will the next 90 days be just another blur of wasted time? Oh, most people live their lives in slow motion. They wake up, go through the motions, go to bed, having accomplished nothing meaningful. They're not living. They're just existing. But for the next 90 days, you're going to live with purpose. You're going to attack each day like it matters, because it does. You're going to treat your goals like they're life or death, because in many ways, they are. Backhand index pointing right, your current life is the result of your current habits. If you want a different life, you need different habits. And the only way to build different habits is to start acting differently, today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you feel ready. Today. Right now. This moment. The beautiful thing about 90 days. It's completely in your control. You can't control the economy, the weather, or other people. But you can control your choices. You can control your mindset. You can control your effort. For the next 90 days, you are the CEO of your own life. Every decision will be based on your future, not on what feels good in the moment. You'll choose long-term satisfaction over short-term pleasure. You'll invest in yourself like you are your most important asset, because you are. But let's be honest. These 90 days will cost you. They'll cost you comfort. They'll cost you convenience. They'll cost you the luxury of excuses. They'll cost you late nights and lazy mornings. But what you'll gain will be priceless. Confidence that can't be shaken. Discipline that can't be broken. Momentum that can't be stopped. The respect of others, and more importantly, respect for yourself. Musical note, music builds stronger. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day. And underestimate what they can do in 90 days. They want dramatic results without dramatic effort. They want transformation without changing their habits. But not you. For the next 90 days, you'll live differently. The first 30 days will be the hardest. Your body will resist. Your mind will fight back. Your old habits will beg you to quit. But discomfort is temporary, regret is forever. Days 31 to 60. That's where champions are made. The novelty will fade. The grind will feel endless. But this is where mental toughness is built. This is where you prove you can keep going when everything in you wants to stop. And the final 30 days? That's your victory lap. Your new habits will feel natural. Your body will crave growth. Your mind will hunger for progress. You'll look back and realize you've become someone unrecognizable. Stronger, sharper, more disciplined than you ever imagined. But remember this. The 90 days aren't just about the transformation. They're about proving to yourself that you can commit. That you can follow through. That you can keep promises to yourself. It's about creating momentum that carries you for years to come. So the question is, will the next 90 days be another blur of wasted time? Or the most important 90 days of your life? The time will pass either way. The only thing that matters is what you do with it. So start. Start now. Start today. Because 90 days from now, your life could be unrecognizable. Are the most important 90 days of your life. You're going to embrace the process. You're going to fall in love with the journey. You're going to find joy in the daily grind, because you know it's leading somewhere incredible. You're going to become addicted to progress, and allergic to excuses. So let's talk about what your life could look like 90 days from now, if you truly commit. Imagine waking up every morning feeling strong, energetic, and confident. Imagine looking in the mirror, and finally loving what you see. Imagine having the skills, the knowledge, the discipline to tackle any challenge that comes your way. Imagine becoming the person others look up to, for inspiration, for motivation. This isn't fantasy. This isn't wishful thinking. This is what happens when you commit to excellence for 90 straight days. This is what happens when you stop making excuses, and start making progress. This is what happens when you decide that your future is more important than your comfort. Because transformation isn't just about the result, it's about who you become in the process. The person who can stick to a 90-day commitment is someone with incredible mental strength. Someone who can be trusted. Someone who keeps their word. Someone who doesn't quit when life gets hard. And those traits? They'll serve you far beyond these 90 days. They'll shape your career, your relationships, your health, and every part of your life. When people know you're someone who follows through, they'll want to work with you. They'll want to be around you. They'll respect you. Because your reputation for discipline and consistency will become your most valuable asset. These 90 days will teach you more about yourself than the last 90 years. You'll discover strengths you didn't know you had. You'll overcome fears you thought were permanent. You'll achieve things you once thought impossible. You'll prove, to yourself, that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. But growth? Growth is never comfortable. Your comfort zone is called a comfort zone for a reason, it feels safe. But nothing grows in comfort. Everything grows, under pressure. And these 90 days? They're going to put pressure on you to become better. Yes, that pressure may feel overwhelming at times. But diamonds are created under pressure. Muscles grow under tension. And mental toughness is forged in discomfort. So when the pressure feels too much, remind yourself. Backhand index pointing right that discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something is right. It's a sign that you are growing. When the pressure feels too intense, remember this. Diamonds are created under extreme pressure. Muscles grow when they're stressed. Mental toughness is built through difficult challenges. The discomfort you're feeling, it isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something is right. It's a sign that you're growing. Over the next 90 days, your old self is going to fight hard to stay alive. Your old habits will resurface. Your old thinking patterns will try to take over. Your old excuses will whisper in your ear, telling you to quit. This is normal. This is expected. This is part of the process. But hear me, you are stronger than your old self. You are more determined than your old habits. You are more committed than your excuses. For the next 90 days, you will choose growth over comfort. Progress over perfection. Action over analysis. Discipline over motivation. Yes, these choices will be hard at first. But with practice, they'll get easier. Eventually, they'll become automatic. And that's the power of the compound effect. One good choice leads to another good choice. And before you know it, you're living a completely different life. Simply because you made different choices. But it all starts with one thing. Backhand index pointing right, the decision to begin. The decision to commit to the next 90 days. So let's get specific. Because vague goals lead to vague results. Don't just say, I want to get in shape. Say, I will lose 20 pounds. I will run a 5K. I will do 50 push-ups without stopping. Don't just say, I want to make more money. Say, I will earn an extra $5,000. I will start a side business. I will get that promotion. Clarity creates focus. And once you have clear goals, you must break them into daily actions. What will you do today to move closer to your goals? What will you do tomorrow? What will you do every single day for the next 90 days? Because success isn't about big changes occasionally. It's about small changes consistently. Your daily actions must become non-negotiable. Treat them like appointments with yourself that cannot be missed. If you decide to work out every morning, then you work out, no matter how you feel. If you decide to read for 30 minutes every night, then you read, no matter what's on TV. And here's the key. Make your goals part of your identity. Don't say, I'm trying to lose weight. Say, I am someone who takes care of my body. Don't say, I'm working on a business. Say, I am an entrepreneur. When your goals become who you are, not just what you do, consistency becomes natural. But don't expect the world to make it easy. Life won't stop throwing challenges at you just because you committed to 90 days. You'll get sick. Work will get busy. Family emergencies will happen. The difference between successful people and everyone else is that successful people have a plan for obstacles. They don't let temporary setbacks become permanent excuses. When challenges come, and they will, ask yourself one question. Backhand index pointing right, what would the person I'm trying to become do in this situation? Would they quit? Would they make excuses? Would they let one bad day erase months of progress? Of course not. They'd find a way. They'd keep moving forward, even if it wasn't perfect. Because progress is never a straight line. There will be good days and bad days. Breakthroughs and setbacks. Moments of energy and moments of exhaustion. And that's okay. That's part of the process. That's how transformation happens. What matters isn't perfection. What matters is persistence. What matters isn't never falling down. It's always getting back up. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to change everything at once. They wake up one morning and decide. I'll wake up at 5 a.m. I'll work out for 2 hours. I'll eat perfectly. I'll build my business. I'll read an hour. I'll meditate. All starting tomorrow. But here's the truth. That approach almost always fails. Because it's not sustainable. Real change doesn't come from burning out in 2 weeks. It comes from building small, consistent habits that last for years. Start with 1 or 2 key habits. Master them for 30 days. Then add another. Slow, steady, sustainable growth. And remember, your environment shapes your success. Want to eat healthier? Remove the junk food from your house. Want to read more? Put books where you spend time, and hide your phone. Want to work out? Lay your clothes out the night before. Make good choices easier. Make bad choices harder. And be careful who you surround yourself with. Some people will support your goals. Others will try to sabotage them, because your growth reminds them of their own stagnation. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision. Distance yourself from those who don't. Track your progress every single day. Write down what you accomplished, how you felt, what you learned. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Finished a workout when you didn't feel like it? Celebrate. Chose a healthy meal instead of fast food? Celebrate. Worked on your dream instead of watching TV? Celebrate. These small victories build momentum. They prove to yourself that you're becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Because the next 90 days aren't just about goals. They're about building unshakable confidence. They're about proving to yourself that you can follow through. They're about creating momentum that will carry you forward for years. Think about this. 90 days from now. How will you feel if you do what you said you would do? Imagine the pride when you look in the mirror and see the results of your hard work. Imagine the confidence of knowing you're someone who keeps their word. Imagine the respect from others who watched you transform your life through discipline and consistency. Now imagine the opposite. 90 days from now, if you give in to excuses. If you choose comfort instead of growth. What will you feel? Regret. Disappointment. That painful question, what could I have been? The choice is yours. You can spend the next 90 days making excuses, or making progress. Complaining about your life, or changing it. Wishing things were different, or making them different. But you cannot do both. You cannot stay the same and expect different results. And yes, starting is the hardest part. But once you begin, once you take that first step, momentum takes over. And when momentum is on your side, it's harder to stop than to keep going. So the question is simple. Will the next 90 days pass by as just another blur of excuses? Or will they be the 90 days that change your life forever? You have to make that first good choice. Commit to day 1. Then day 2. Then day 3. Until 90 days have passed. And you're staring at a completely transformed life. Your future self is counting on you. They're hoping you'll be strong enough to do what must be done. They're hoping you'll be disciplined enough to push through when it gets difficult. They're hoping you'll love them enough to trade short-term pleasure for long-term greatness. Don't let your future self down. Don't rob them of the life they deserve because you weren't willing to do the work today. Don't make them pay the price for your lack of discipline. Give them the gift of a transformed life. Commit to the next 90 days. The clock is ticking. Every second you spend debating is a second lost. Every minute you spend making excuses is a minute wasted. Every hour you spend in your comfort zone is an hour you'll never get back. You've read enough. You've planned enough. You've dreamed enough. Now, it's time to act. It's time to commit. It's time to prove to yourself, and to the world, that you are capable of incredible transformation. The next 90 days will either be remembered as the best decision you ever made, or the biggest opportunity you ever missed. The choice is yours. But choose quickly. Because time waits for no one. An opportunity does not knock forever. Your transformation starts now. Your new life begins today. Your 90-day journey to becoming the person you've always dreamed of being starts this very moment. Don't waste another second. Don't make another excuse. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start now. Your future depends on it.